This is part 3 of the most insane world coin mystery lot that I may have ever purchased. Just as a recap, I was at a recent coin show, and there's a dealer that didn't know anything about foreign coins. They were just trying to sell off a collection. They had bags on the table, $10 each. Two of them, immediately I could tell were going to be better than everything else. I picked them up, plus a third bag, which we're going to go through this third bag right here. The first two bags, they kind of picked it up. Oops, we shouldn't have sold these at $10 each. And they ended up having some great stuff. And before I go through this bag, I actually wanted to take a moment and recap some of the things that we found in the first bag. So let me zoom in here and kind of dump some of these out, because I took a chance to, or took the time to look up some of these since the last video and explain what some of the stuff is while I was at it. So we had this one from Sweden from 1718. I didn't know much about it. I was surprised that dollar was not a silver coin. On the back here, looking at it, it says $SM, and the S.M means that it is a currency that is going to be silver. I think it was something like 8 of these made of like a silver Riksdaler or something like that. But indeed, this one has a book value of $5. This one from Travancore is KM number 60. It was one chukram from 1939, books for $3. Let's see, we had one from, this one from Lebanon is fairly rare, from 1936, featuring the boat of soldiers here, KM 5.2 of 5 piastres, 1936, books for $5. This one from Coblenz is a German Notgeld coin, and I was right about it, that it is a representation of a local clock where the eyes scoot back and forth and the tongue kind of wags in and out. And so they turned that into a coin during their Notgeld period. The catalog for these Notgeld coins is Funk catalog, and this is coin number 80.3. Numista says it books for $3. That's the best I have to go with. Coins from Palestine, any coin from Palestine is pretty hard to come up with. That one is a $3 coin. From Syria, we have this 2.5 piastres. I may have said 2 earlier, but there's a half at the very end. This one dates to 1940. This one's KM 76, books for $2. From Luxembourg, this was my first coin from the 1800s from Luxembourg. From 1870, there is a rare variety of this one where there's missing a dot on here. This is not the rare variety, at least I'm assuming it's not. I think it's too well worn to know for sure. That one books for $4. There is, let's see. This one I just wanted to point out what it was, since I didn't know for sure. This is another coin from Nepal. The date above my, right above my thumb there is on their calendar 1978. Our calendar is 1921. This one's KM 687. I'm just calling that 50 cents, and I'm only including it because I didn't really know for sure what it was in the first video. But we have a couple of silver coins here. This one is a Brazil 2000 race from 1931. This is 0.1286 ounces of silver. Spot price on that's going to put about $4. I'm calling the coin $4. Today, silver's about $31 an ounce, but I'm just, for all my math in this video, I'm saying $30 an ounce. This one was also one of my favorites. It is from Nepal, and it's a 1 mohar. Their calendar date at the bottom says 1898. That means this was, their calendar's 1820, our calendar's 1898. And it must be pure silver because I don't see any fineness written on it, but it is 5.6 grams. I'm saying this coin's worth $6. And one thing that I did point out about it, a lot of their coins have the sun and the moon on it. There's the moon, maybe it's moons and stars, but that little dot right there is supposed to be a star. And then the one out of everything that booked for the most was this Canadian bank token, which is still listed in the Krause catalog. There's a lot of variations on here depending on what is written on the banner. So you see here it has the French word for bank. I guess you still pronounce it bank. On this side it says the pupil. Maybe that's Bank of the People. I'm not sure what it is, but this might very well be the rarest of all of these Canadian bank tokens because it had a higher book value. In the Krause catalog, this is located as token or TN12 from 1937. This coin alone books for $16.50. So as I add all that up, it came to $57 in the coins out of the first bag. And I realized I left something off here. There was this medal, didn't know what it was, has a large E on it. It says Army Navy Production Award Sterling. This really is sterling, 92.5 silver. It's a pin that the military made during World War II days and this was given as rewards or awards to companies that displayed excellence in manufacturing to help the war effort. And so there's a wide range of what this was selling for on eBay. Low end is $5. I saw one sell for $50. I wrote down $5 on this, but I must say this one is in better shape than a lot of the ones, but it wasn't necessarily the best quality ones that went for the highest amounts. It just, if you caught it at the right time, I think. Now a quick overview of the highlights from bag number 2. There were 6 silver coins in that one. This one from Sweden that's not the one from Sweden. This is the one from Sweden. This one's a 40% silver, so value of $2.70. There were some from Japan. There are actually 4 from Japan. These are all 60%. Here's a second one. Here is a third one, and then this one of a commemorative design. Each of those has $2.80 worth of silver, so I'm just writing down the silver value instead of the numismatic book price on it. We also had this one is definitely only worth the silver value because of how beaten it up it is. It was also the largest silver coin. That's 83.5% silver melt value. On average for this coin is 0.1342. I rounded down a little bit to say that was $8. Each of the Japan coins was $2.80. And then one final silver coin, this one from Hungary, was a 1 pango from 1926. That one is 0.1029 average silver weight, so $3 on that one. So those are all the silver coins. There's a nice pile of circulating coins that were worth $3. We've got this 1 year pound. Fortunately, it has a spot on it, but that one books for $3. And we had this kind of rare 25 Bani coin from Romania. It was a 1 year coin, and the 1 year was missing the star at the very top. From Denmark, this one has a foreign exchange value of $3 since the 20 kroner is still a valid currency. We have this one from Hungary for the condition, 1908. That one's worth $3. And this one, a 500 pesetas coin, was worth almost pretty close to €3, and so still has a book value of $3. So each of those coins in that little part was $3 each. We had this ancient coin, and I was able to look it up. Turns out this one is the Roman Emperor Constantine II. And on the back here we have 2 soldiers. So it's probably easier to see the soldier on the right holding a spear, but there's also a soldier on the left, and there's 2 more swords or spears kind of sticking up out of the ground between them. So Constantine ruled Rome from AD 337 to 340. After all that, the best coin in here on value-wise was the coin from Grenada. Now, in my 30-year-old book, it said the book value of this coin was $10. But I do have the most recent copy of the Krause catalog, which today says this coin is worth $22 in MS60 condition. And I'm going to say that's MS60. I'm not a grader, but it could be higher than that. But I'll go with that. KM15 on that one. You add all the everything up from bag number 2 is probably less interesting, but it had a better value $60 just on the coins that we've looked at here. And so we're almost in the neighborhood of it doesn't matter what else I bought at the coin show. I'm going to be happy with what I came home with. But we do have a third bag uh, that we are going to go through. There's some things to make me think that this isn't as great as the first two, but I still think there's going to be some interesting things in here. I mentioned in the previous videos in this series that there were some coins that were, some of the bags were, there was one bag of all hold coins that were turned into jewelry. I didn't need that. A couple of bags that were pretty much all lame, one bag all of tokens, but these are the ones that were really caught my attention. So we've got a bag here that's labeled Sierra Leone. Looks like we've got 4 half pennies, half cents in here from 1964. Those are interesting because it's a country that you just don't see as often. We've got a bag of euros on here. I will mention they also had a bag. I think they intended to pull out all of their euro coins and sell them off separately. They said that in foreign exchange value it was worth $50, and so they were selling it for $50. There's a couple from Ireland. There's a 20 from Ireland. And that did get sold to somebody else, and so this is the one from Germany with the Brandenburg Gate. Germany also has the maple leaf. So I'm glad they were able to get $50 from that. The one from Italy has the Roman Colosseum. Here's the one from France that features, I think that's an actress mask. Here is the one from Austria. France on the 2. Here's a Greek boat. It is interesting how on the Greek ones they also use their former currency of the lepta, so they're calling that a 2 lepta. Greece. This one from Spain features a cathedral on their copper coins. Here's another from Germany, another from France. So here's one from Portugal. On the 2 cent, here is, okay, here's a country you don't see as often, Slovenia from 2010, featuring the mountain peak on there, and then one final from Germany. So I'd say I'm happiest with this the Slovakian one, just because of that's a country you don't see as often. This just appears to be a wild mix in this bag. So go ahead and dump these out. What do we have? From kind of 50 francs from 1951. A bimetallic 10 baht. Those are good. Here is Old British halfpenny, 1920 with George V. Aluminum 2 franc, Yugoslavia 50 para. Going to skip through the most common stuff, but here is from Turkey, a 10 kuru. So we got the 1 in an earlier video. Here's a 1 aura from Iceland from 1953. This one looks really nice, except for the almost hole that's in the middle of it. But this is going to have a date of 1924 from Libya. And this 5 piastres would probably have been worth $5 or so if it weren't for that hole. But I'm not even sure that I have that coin. Here is a coin from China, and I see at the top it mentions that this one is the Hu-Nan Empire. This is going to be a 20 cash coin. These are so hard to identify because there are so many subtle variances in the Krause catalog, and they're always well worn. Here's another one. Another one that you can tell it's a 20 cash, and this one is with a dragon on it. So can't tell right away. I'm going to guess this one is a general empire-wide coin, but don't know for sure. There's the common 20 centavos from Mexico, 50 centavos, 1958 from Argentina. That one's nice shape. From Russia, here's one of the earlier coins, Soviet, I should say, 1931. So it was an older design that eventually went away. From Peru, that one's all rusty, 10 centavos. Got a French 20 francs. Those can have some pretty good value on them. Mexican 20 centavos. William McKinley. Souvenir of President McKinley's visit to New Orleans, May 1901. So I'm not going to pause and look it up, but I'd be interested to see if that one really dates back to 1901. That would be pretty cool if it did. Common coin from Spain and Germany, and see it. Good only in parking meters from Morristown, Tennessee. I think that's funny because my favorite dealer at that show, not the one I bought these coins from, but a dealer at that show is from Morristown. And so that's I'm in Tennessee. But, that coin, here's one from Morocco from 1371 on the Arabic calendar. It's a 20 francs coin. So there's some weird corrosion going on with that one, but that one's in pretty nice shape. From, I believe this one's Taiwan. Small aluminum coin we've got from Yugoslavia. We've got a 2 dinar from 1953. Switzerland, 1956. The 20 Heller was never made out of silver. That one might have some good book value to it. This one's tiny. What do we have? Umberto I of Italy. 1895 with a Rome mint mark. So with as good condition that one in, that one might have a pretty good value. There's a kind of messed up Panama coin. I like these 50 yen. This is this is easier to read on camera than it is me looking at it. So let's see, 50 cents from Ceylon, 1943, with George V. Just the corrosion on that makes it hard for me to read. This is in rough shape, an old Italian 10 centimes. This is rough, but it's silver. This is an old silver 5-cent coin before it was made out of nickel from 1903. So we're looking at Edward VII on that one, but it's all warped. So that one's going to be about, well, it's going to be sterling, but it's going to be probably about 0.03 ounces of silver on that one. The old 1 centime. Here from German Empire, we've got 1889 on a 1 pfennig. There's a common bot. Here is a 10 francs. From France, here's a 50 centimes. From Peru, I like these. It's a 1 centavo that's made out of zinc. From a date of 1961. And we've got another one. Same year. Netherlands and a 1 dinar from Yugoslavia. Here we've got some kind of mint, German mint packaging. And I'm going to say right off, this is weird. Got to make sure you get the whole thing zoomed out. So we've got the post-World War II 1, 2, and 5 pfennigs. But then we've got some pre-war aluminum coins here of a 50 pfennig from 1920 and a 200 mark from 1923. And here they all are in some mint packaging. And so let's see, these are going to date back to 1950, 50, 50. So this one is not even 50, that was 1960. So what's going on here? Go ahead and take a closer look at the 50 pfennig and the what was it, 200 mark. I really like finding these. They don't have that big of a value, but what's going on here? So anytime you find a mint packaging where something's been torn out, that was probably a silver coin. So someone probably bought this just for the silver coin, stole the silver coin to melt it or something, and then just didn't have a use for the rest of it. But I find this weird that we've got a German, I can't say for sure that the German mint made this, but that's kind of unusual to have something before or after World War II, and then also after World War I together. So next up we have a whole bunch of identical coins in a row, and it is Nagara. Not sure. This side also has the same one, so let's find something in the middle here. Okay, now I recognize it as a 50 sen from 1955, but God, at least they put them all in a bag so I don't have to dig through and find 20 of those, but it's not a coin that I have very often, so if they're going to do that, might as well get them over with. And I think we've got it again with these French 1 francs. Now these coins, we've got some 1 francs and 50 centimes. I have way too many of those, so I don't need any more. But this next little bag has something different. It looks like we've got some Pakistan coins. So 2 from 2002, featuring a palace. And we've got the 5. I think they used the rupee. That was dated 2004, so that was kind of a dirty coin. And then we've got the 1, also featuring the palace. That was dated 2006. So this one is, I've had this one before, and it seems to be quite a high relief version of a coin. That side looks really nice. So those are some good coins that I don't see very often. We've got some more bags inside the bags, and we've got staples. But these are all common German Pfennigs, so I'm not going to worry about pulling the staples off of those. This appears to be all stuff from Spain. Let me pause and take out the staples. Okay, I got those staples out. We're going to pour out this little bag because I did see some interesting things. Well, we have found a pretty good amount of East German coins in here. So we've got a 50 Pfennig from 1968. This one is the 10 Pfennig. And I guess a 1 Pfennig here from 1979. From Spain, we've got this commemorative, where all of their coins at this time were circulating commemoratives. That was from 1993, featuring Pies of Vasco. I think we saw that in the previous video. One of those, one of those, one of those. These are nice also. Here is a 200 peseta featuring Carlos I. So those are nice. I think these are nice. You don't really find them that often. It's got a very low relief portrait of Carlos I from 1986. And so in foreign exchange value, that about the time they switched to the euro, that would have been a little less than €2, maybe closer to €1.50. And so I think those have a pretty good value. They came up with some pretty good commemorative coins there for a while at about that time. We've got one more bag inside the bag, and I hope it's not all from the same country, and it isn't. And so I could tell that this one was going to be good, but not as good as the first two, which is why I want to do kind of a recap. But in here we've got from Austria, we've got this coin from 1897. It's going to be a 2 Heller coin. There we have the double-headed eagle from Austria. From Cuba, this one's quite well worn. Does that say 10? No, 5 centavos. So 5 centavos on a coin from 1920. I think that was made with different metals. From Panama, from 1929. That's going to be a 5 centavos, so that one could have a decent book price. Here is from Israel, a half a shekel. It's got kind of a spot on that one. From Germany, we've got from 1899, we've got this 1 Pfennig. A Berlin most common mint mark. Another of these 2 Hellers from 1896. I like the condition of that one. From Germany, we've got 1874, so that was pretty close to when the German Empire was starting to make coins, but it is kind of well worn. It looked like that one had a G mint mark. From Peru, their brass coins kind of get rusty, but that's a 10 centavos, 1961. Let's see, from, it's going to be from Belgium, and that's 5 francs. That's good. And let's go to this one right here. 1944, and we have ourselves a silver coin. It's the second silver coin of this video. I made a comment that earlier in this series that we think we found all the silver coins and took them out of here, and they did not. There were 2 in that first bag. There were 7 in the second bag. I guess we'll include the Canadian coin, but this is the second one here. And I think these were 80% on that coin. So that one's nice. But then I see another one right here with this German 1 mark from 1876. An F mint mark on here. So if I pay $10 for the bag, just those 2 silver coins alone are going to be worth about $5 or $6. And so no complaints about paying too much for this bag based on what I got on the other ones, for sure. This is pretty common, 1 peso from 1975 from Jordan. These can be pretty nice, although this one's well worn. From 1949, we've got 100 fills. And yeah, that one's too well worn to have too good of a value. We had this in a previous video, but it had a hole in it. This one thankfully does not. It's the 3 pence from Ireland, featuring a rabbit. Some of their coins that are about this old feature their Gaelic language on it. But here you can tell it's the harp, and so 1953, so it's a little bit newer than I thought it would be. And then I see some copper coins from France. And let's take a look here. 1897, Republic Française. But I find this coin all the time in good condition. And this may be the best I've ever found it. So it's a 5 centimes with the A Paris mint mark, but it's good enough to actually be able to see the torch privy mark to the right of the A, right here. So that's a neat way to end. We've got another one right here that's not as good. What do you think? Very fine on this one from 1893, so not as good as the first one. But then we've got one more. A little bit older, 1885. Again, it might be fine, very fine condition. Another A on that one. So, yeah, that's kind of wild. Let me take a moment and look up these last 2 silver coins. So I had a chance to look it up. The Canadian coin was sterling, that 5-cent coin, so it had 90 cents worth of silver in it. The one from the Philippines at this point, 75% silver, so that's going to be $2.90 silver. The one from Germany is 90%, so at $30 an ounce, this is $4.80 of silver. So those 3 silver coins are $8.60 in silver. And I paid $10 for the bag of every coin in this video that came out of the bag, not the stuff at the very beginning. I paid $40 for the whole lot. And you saw that I had over $100 of value in the first 2 bags. This bag was certainly worth $10. And I think I mentioned this before. Before you feel too sorry for the dealer, I did buy another $40 worth of carded coins from the guy, so I spent $80. And hopefully he's not too upset, especially when he does not even deal with foreign coins, and he probably got some of this stuff at quite good prices. So I am going to make another video. I don't know if it's the next one I'm going to upload, but I do have some other videos of those carded coins that I bought from this guy. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I think I was just in the right place at the right time for some of this, and I might never find such an insane bargain again the rest of the time I collect coins. I mean, I've found some pretty good stuff in the past, so sometimes you just have to know what you have and know what's worth what, and if you go shopping around at enough shows long enough, eventually you'll find something that's pretty good. So, alright, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.